tired.
Hello and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are or whatever time you are listening. Welcome to another edition of Live Conversations with Victor James. And of course, I am your humble host, Victor James. This is supposed to be a conversation. So I know I explained it some podcasts ago that it's supposed to be a conversation. That was the initial plan. But I realized that it's also very interesting to converse with my own soul, with my own spirit, my mind, just talking and conversing with you. So a previous episode has been me conversing with you. And now, finally, we have, I want to converse with somebody in the studio, whatever the studio might be, whether a city room or a backyard or a park or a garden somewhere, but it's a studio because there's a microphone there. So yeah, it's my privilege and joy to welcome my own very single, only younger sister in this whole world. Blessing to the podcast for this episode. How are you doing, Blessing?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You probably need to speak up. You don't have many wonderful gadgets yet that would muffle the external noises. So let's start again. Let's say again. How are you doing, Sister Blessing?
I am fine, Brother Victor.
All right. Yeah, so it's her birthday today, and I just felt that I should ask her some questions about how she had gotten to get here. So let me just establish some ground rules for Blessing. So this talk would be, you will just follow. Just talk as much as you want. Just follow the trail of your thoughts. I know you are intelligent already, so that's why I brought you here. Just talk what comes to your mind, and the inspiration of what is on your mind is what will be important or functional to whoever is listening. So we would see how the conversation will go. Of course, we have an outline, a target that we want to get to, but it's more important to say your mind. So first question I want to ask you is, the biggest influences in your life, that's a plural. You are a young woman now, your late 20s. What have been your biggest influences to get here?
Okay, so I'm going to mention God, of course, number one, then my family, and then my friends. God, family, friends. Yeah, those are the greatest influences.
Yeah.
But then to go more in depth into that, first of all, God, because God is Alpha and Omega, and then no matter what situation I find myself, as long as I'm able to talk to God and pray about it and pray it away, and God is able to come through, and that has helped me a lot of times, either in my highs or in my lows, and in moments where I am not able to articulate exactly what I'm going through, even when I'm not sure of what I'm going through, I'm able to pray about it, and God always comes through. And then number two, my family. So I am someone who believes that I am blessed by people. I'm blessed by the people that I'm surrounded with. So when I say this, I mean it, because these are, especially when it comes to family, these are people that I did not get to choose. I did not choose them, but then God has given me, I believe God has given me the best when it comes to father, mom, my dad, my mom, my brother, my sisters. I have the people I need. So no matter what happens out there, whatever I'm going through, I'm able to, my dad and mom, they're able to come through for me. I'm able to discuss it with my brother and my sisters, and they're able to give me sound advice, because I'm not sure if Victor mentioned it, but the last child in the family, so I'm thoroughly blessed because I have people ahead of me that have gone through what I've gone through, and they're able to advise me, and I'm able to learn from their experiences. So third, my friends. So I have friends that are how would I put this now? So I have friends, but then I have people that I count to be very close friends. So I have people, even though not everybody is my friend, of course, but then the people that I have, right? So I have maybe 3 people from my university, 2 people from my JAMB class, 5 people or so from secondary school.
I know what you are doing. So you are trying to make sure that somebody else that is listening, maybe they know you from your nursery school now, they say, so you did not mention me. So to narrow it down, you from KG, is it one boy, Samuel? I think that's your KG. You were in KG together.
Yes.
Samuel, apologies to you if this finds you. For me to know you, you know that after many years, Let me ask about your university. So when you mention lows, I would imagine that people that listen to podcasts, they would want to resonate with things that are deep, So as much as possible, let's talk about personal deep stories. So when you were in school, I understand that when you were finishing secondary school, so just to let you know, when I finished secondary school, I finished with 6 distinctions and 3 credits. So by that time, I finished. Blessing was in GSS3. So by the time she was in SS3, of course, she had to beat my.
I think I was in GSS1 when we were in SS3.
No, I don't think it was. It was up to 6 years difference.
Yes, you were in SS3. I was in GSS1. I think so.
Oh yeah, that really.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's 2008.
Oh,
2008. No, using your age. Yeah, okay, that's correct. Yeah. That's correct. Yeah. So I was in S3. She was in GSS1. Wow, that distance is quite high. Anyway, so when I finished with 6 distinctions and 3 credits. But Blessing finished with how many?
7 distinctions. No, wait. What? B is also distinction, right? Okay, I know I had only 1 credit.
So 8 distinctions and 1 credit. Now you have to understand that somebody finished. I know that even you are impressed listening to this. So I went to school. I taught Blessing for JAMB class. I was teaching then. She was one of my students. I was quite harsh on her too, but I helped her too. Taught her chemistry. So when Blessing got to university, do you want to share the story, or I should?
Yes. Okay. So so I like that you are giving me authorization now. You are giving me a chance to go in depth, because I'm also one of those people where people I get a bit weird about it when someone is trying to advise me and they're not going in depth, or they're trying to diss me up, and they're just saying, your highs and your lows, you aspire to perspire. But I actually appreciate when people go in depth and tell me how it was exactly with them, because I think that's very important, because you don't know who is there that it will resonate with and what they can learn. So I'll go in depth. I have no issues with this. So from what Victor has said, I'm someone that I think academically I've been okay. That's maybe in humble though. So academically rather, I've been doing well for myself.
Academically sound cannot provide bonus academically.
Now you know. So academically, I've been doing well for myself. So from secondary school, I was doing well. And so I think because of that, right, because I've been doing so well, I did not know how to handle failure. So I've been doing so well, and Victor knows this, my parents, my siblings, they didn't know, Blessing is doing well in school. When it comes to people worrying about their children and, you need to do better in school, I don't think I had that issue, except for my dad telling me that I need to win the prize as the best. Apart from that, but when it's just talking about grades, I think my grades were good, so I did not have issues with that, right? So up until my writing JAMB in secondary school. So I wrote the JAMB, my first JAMB, and I had 216. Yes, I think it was 216.
That was 2012.
Yeah. No, that was 2013.
When you were in SS3.
SS3, yeah. So 2013, I had 216, and then of course I thought, because Victor gained admission immediately, right? And one of my sister before Victor got admission immediately. So since I'm already coming with that, you have people before me, they're already getting admission immediately. So you can imagine that I had that, should I say, expectations that, you must get to school immediately, and So I'm working towards that. It was UI I applied for to study computer science, right? So I got 216. It was more than 200. Like, okay, you are qualified to write post-UTME. So I traveled down to Ibadan to write post-UTME for computer science, if I remember correctly. I also write post-UTME for FUTA then, too, because FUTA was my second choice. But I failed the post-UTME. So I had 45. Yeah, I think 45%. And the course of mark for computer science was 50%. So that's how I was not able to make it to UI then. And then for FUTA, I think what even went wrong with
FUTA? So I think for FUTA they gave you a course, but
no. So they gave me a course, because I remember Daddy was telling me that I could get into a course. Actually,
yes.
I could, but Daddy advised me that I should go for what I actually wanted to do, not what I was given by the school, right? So I went in for another JAMB. So I was at home. I went to JAMB class, and then I did I did JAMB again. I had to stay back for 1 extra year. So this was already, I would say that was like the first academic failure because I failed at academics. I don't mean I failed in life. So that was like the first academic failure I had. That hit me strongly, and then I put on my mind and then did that jump, and I met great people, and then I had 264.
I know.
Yeah,
I know it's
264.
Exactly 264.
Yeah, 264. So I had 264 the second time, and then this time I went to, it was Uniben I chose this time, University of Benin, and I selected electrical and electronics engineering, right? So I got into that, and I got admission, and
top 5.
I don't know. No, I don't know that one. No. So I think it was the first this year merit list. And
yeah, but you were one of the top for you to get the scholarship based on
No. That's another thing.
Okay.
No, it had nothing to do with admission. That
but
was
I
scholarship.
There was a grade there.
When
you entered, there was a
no, that scholarship.
So you entered straight.
Yes, of course. Right. I got in on the merit list and everything. But that score helped me later. But that was not for admission. Okay. It was for scholarship. Okay. Yeah. So I was in the school, started, and then everything starts 100 level. I was doing well. I think I had my first semester results. It was I had A's rather.
Yeah, I think it was 4 points.
I've forgotten what it was.
I remember.
But it was 4 point something. Yes.
So when Blessing was in 100 level, I was doing masters in Uniben.
Yes. So we were together then. Yeah. So I was doing 100 level was fine. Then 200 level things started becoming shaky, and then 300 level. I think, yes, 300 level, right? So when I got in to resume 400 level, our result for 300 level came out. And then I saw that second semester 300 level result. I had 3 Fs? Is it 3 Fs? Like, so I had carryovers. So I had, for the first time in my life. And then somehow that hits me more than the JAMB, that JAMB feeling, it hits me so much. Like, I'm still recovering now.
Okay, let's pause there and just give you a background. So when Blessing resumed Uniben, I was doing masters. Yomi and I were doing masters together. So we're taking care of Blessing a lot, We were together. In fact, when we were reading, I think you used to come around. Yes. We'd read together, but we left. Finished in 2016, I think. Yeah, we left. So she now went to 200 level, and then she had to be on her own. So yeah, but 300 level, 200 level, I think I remember too that the result was not that bad, but it was not as good as the first. Yeah. So now that you have to also understand that my own elder sister Victoria went to school and came out without carryover. She didn't fail any. I went to school, I came out without, of course, carryover, and I finished well, in fact. So, and she now went to the same University of Benin, but, engineering is a different ball game. And I think that's where the disparity, the issue started from. So now let's go back to the low. You are passing the valley of the shadow of failure.
Shadow of academic failure. So, even though Victor is saying engineering, to me, it's because I'm someone that always believe that our destiny is in our hands, right? With God, of course, but I also believe that we are human beings, we are a creature of choices. So because of that, the failure that I experienced then, I don't want to attribute it to engineering or it was this. I always have to attribute it to myself. I did not give my best. That I did not give my best. If I look back, honestly, speaking to myself, I did not give my 100%. Do you know why I'm saying this? When I had that failure for JAMB, right, and I wrote the JAMB, the tenacity that I put in that second JAMB, because I remember then I was so afraid. I kept thinking, if I fail again, will I be at home 1 more year? Like, God, which in fact, that time I was telling myself, I will move away from this city. I'll go nowhere where nobody knows me. So that's like the tenacity I put into that JAMB, second JAMB. I remember then me, my friend Gloria and Damola, we call one another around 2 a.m. I think, is it 2 a.m. or no? We read from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. So we call one another around 9 p.m. every day till 2 a.m. So we do it like how many times in a week? I think, we did it often. And then we passed, and then we move on. So that
she did not mention now that I taught her in that JAMB that she passed well. I was one of her teachers then. That's all. You're mentioning that only Gloria. You're not giving me my flowers. So, okay, let's go back forward. Let's go forward. We have passed JAMB.
So that tenacity if I believe that, I actually believe that if I moved on with that tenacity in my 100 level, my 200 level, I think consistency it needs to be emphasized, consistency. But I will not say I was consistent. I will not say I was consistent. I think overconfidence, maybe, because I'm someone that I did not need to put as much effort as other people, even from my secondary school days. There are people that will say, oh, and I've read this. Me, as long as I was in the class when the teacher was teaching, and then maybe read one time, I'm fine. Okay. I'm fine. Right? So in fact, there are some things that maybe I don't read that much, but I was in the class, so I did not need to put as much effort, and I was able to scale. I would be able to scale through perfectly well. So because of that, I guess that confidence was there. Like, oh, I can do this. Also, 100 level too, because 100 level in Uniben, some teachers will not come to class like that, and so you will read on your own. So I was reading on my own 100 level. I was fine. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm fine. I'll just get the textbook and read it on my own. But when I got to 200 level, the course was getting more. So we are doing our core. Yeah, we're doing our core things, because 100 level, it was just physics, chemistry, maths, English. Yeah. Thank you. So, but then by 200 level, we're doing civil engineering, we're doing electrical engineering, the main thing, mechanical engineering. 300 level, the same thing. In fact, this time we're even dropping civil. We are doing more core electronics, electrical. So that time, I think I needed to actually be in class and pay attention and read more. But I guess I overestimated myself. And of course, there's the Uniben part, so because that's common. If I come, I don't think I'll pick Uniben again. But then I'm owning my own side of it, that I could have done better. So, but that one is lesson that I've learned, at least. So, moving on. From there, I failed those courses, and I was told, the lecturer told me, oh, you failed 3 courses, FRB, but unfortunately for me, one of them was 4 credits load. So I was told that, you can't register these 3 courses next year, because you have to remember, because exactly, you have to remember that it is engineering. So the 400 level, second semester, you will be going on IT. You go, that's CWES for some schools, internship. So you will not be around for 400 level second semester at all. And unfortunately for me, the 3 courses I failed, they were in second semester. I did not fail anything.
It's destined.
So, that's why I say God's hand is in my life. I think that's why I take confidence in, that God has a plan for everything. Maybe that's why it worked out that way. I don't know.
The consequence of this was that you had to now
still add extra year.
Add an extra year to your 5th year, because the courses that you would have written in 500 level were already there. But now you could not add to them.
It's not like I could not add to them. I could add to them, but the units I could add. So as me, I had only 2.
Yes.
I will have been able to write those 2. But because there was a 4 credit load, no enter.
Yeah.
So I had to move it to 1 and extra year. Exactly.
So you spent 6 years in Uniben without medicine. Thank God we can laugh about it.
Yes, thank God. It's because I'm laughing about that then. So now imagine that me, how old was I then? I'm someone that had not really dealt with failure that much, right? And then I was not only hit with carryover for the first time, I was also hit with spillover at the same time.
Oh,
at the same time, it was bam like this. Wow. So it's not like I had one carryover to cool the thing, like are we? No, I was hit with carryover bam, and I was hit with spillover bam the same day. In fact, I remember I was in the office because my dad could not believe it, and my siblings, of course. I think that also pained me even more, because now now they've known how I've come up. They've seen me rather from KG and till now. So they were so sure that I did not fail, that I should go and meet the lecturer. They did not mark my script well. They believed in me so much, and for me to fall short, it pained me deeply. It pained me so much. Of course, it's pained myself, because I also have expectations from myself, right? But then the fact that my loved ones too are falling short of the expectations also hits me extra hard, especially knowing that. So this is what I think people don't talk about it a lot, because we see people where their parents are not supportive, and they're like, me, my parents were so supportive all my life. My parents were were supportive, but I think the fact that they were supportive made it even extra hard for me to fall short of. I don't have any exactly not to fail. Yeah, I don't have any reason. They will give me textbook. I don't have any excuse. It was just on me. So when I got that, I fell apart. I did not know what I wanted to do again. It's like I've lost my compass, because I was telling our sister Vic about this before, that I'm not someone that have great talent in a lot of things. I don't think I am. So we have people that are good at cooking. Victor is good in writing and all this. Me, it has just been academics all my life. All my life. So it's like I've lost this.
Yes, now you're me. Just book.
No, so it's not like this one thing that I am good at, right? I have fallen short. I've failed at it. It was like I've failed in life. That's how it felt. That's how it's in now. I'm able to say, it's just academic life, it's just finances. It's just because we are human beings and we are multifaceted. We have different layers and different parts of our lives come together to form the single life we have, right? But to me, at that time, academics was everything. So the fact that I failed there, it was like my whole life. My life was a failure. That's how I felt.
All right. So, anyway, so now that you mentioned it, I remember too that I used to try to tell you that you need to read. So maybe I remember the memory is a funny thing. As she was talking, I now remember that whenever I called that then too. So I used to ask that, are you not going to class? Try to push her that you are not reading as much. So I could feel even that I was not in Uniben then. But anytime I ask her a question, the answer she gives, she used to seem as if, is it not the same school? So understand anyway that I'm different from her, maybe because I'm a guy anyway. So maybe I like book more than her. I guess we can say that. So I used to read, when I was in school, I would read every course. I read them twice. I didn't miss classes. So, and I would spend every night. People knew me in medical complex night class between the time of 7 and 2 a.m. If you go to Uniben, 90% of the time you will find me there reading. So when you now go there and you were not doing that, maybe you say you want to read in the room. I was thinking that what is happening now? So that is why I said that maybe engineering, that's why I always feel like that hiccup in your journey was a result of the course, that there was no attraction to reading it in the first place. Of course, I have to say, it's not as if I was attracted to home microbiology that I was reading, but at least I was fascinated by science and I used to read. Another thing too is, when Yomi and I were in Uniben as undergraduates, I know Yomi used to enjoy the petroleum engineering that he read. Of course, he finished first class, but in fact, he enjoyed reading it more than me. I read more than Yomi. He can't even deny that. I always read more than Yomi, but I didn't finish first class. He finished first class. I think the difference was that he loved what he was reading. You loved physics. That's why you had A1 in physics now. I mean, B2. I think it was B2. So if he had been doing physics, it would have been more fascinating to you. I'm just saying all these ones. We are questions for destiny, which is, maybe that will be the title of the podcast. Did you think that University of Benin changed your destiny? What would be your own reflection about the question in itself?
Yes, I think so. But then I also think it's something that should have happened, because everything that I learned from that experience, I think they are useful, even till now. So there was something that they said that time that I was going through all that, and I was so... Victor doesn't like to hear things like this, but depressed for that time. So Daddy advised me. He said there's something about empathy, that if you have always been doing well in your life, when someone fails or someone falls short of your own expectations for them, of course, you try to sympathize, but you cannot really empathize with them because you have not been there, right? So he advised me that this moment, that's at that time that I was at that low that I was at, that I should know that God is using for me to be able to empathize with other people that will be at their lows later. So I will not just wave them and say, you can get over this, or I'll be able to tell them my own, like, and they'll be able to take courage from it, like, this girl, she felt so down, but God raised her back
apart
up.
From empathy.
So apart from empathy, I also think, take me now, you know how I think about this? Electrical engineering. I assume that maybe I had been serious and I read, like Victor read, and then I had first class in electrical, and maybe I'm now working in one electrical place now. Maybe one company, because I would have used the certificates applied for. I've needed to do electrical. Who knows? Maybe that would not, because even choosing the electrical, it's not like you said, it's not like I was fascinated by doing electrical engineering just because the name is engineering. That's why I put it there. Because I remember I was even thinking, should I do civil?
More opportunities.
Exactly, like what most people do. Like, oh, which one? Oh, doctor. Okay, we have more job openings. Accounting, law. Engineering. So that's like not like I was really interested in that. Do you know that sometimes I think now, like, if I could go back to that time, what actually interests me now? This is what I would do. Maybe I would have gone to study physics, like you said. I'm very interested in astrophysics. Or what's it called?
Yes.
Yeah, astrophysics. Maybe I would have gone for that, or maybe study mathematics, or study finance. Actually, because I'm actually interested in finance too. So maybe that's what I would have. Something that I have the interest. I'll be fascinated by. And not necessarily electrical engineering.
Anyway, so if somebody has been crying for this podcast, just say, yeah, maybe you could relate. Sorry. It's life. So let's give a good background in some of summing this up. How do you now arrive here now? So you are at least let me say successful, or you are prospered.
I'm succeeding.
Yeah, thank you. I like that. It's a continuous process. Even when I go there, succeeding. So were you able to? I thought you mentioned this, but you did not give me any flower. Even the flower, I forced myself to give myself.
Plug the flower yourself.
So imagine that you were young, you are elder to somebody in a university where I was blessings. Sort of mentor. I taught her academically. Okay. So then she now called me. That should probably be 2017. She just called me and then she was just crying. Like she said, she just called and then I picked the phone. Half a blessing. She just was crying. So that was when she checked those results, right? So I just said, what's up? What happened? No, my mind was flying everywhere. That it's something very, very, maybe something has broken out. I was thankful to God when he says academic, really, because my imagination had gone far deeper. So she was just crying. So I tried. I did my best to encourage her. So for somebody who came from that low place to now somebody who is succeeding, how did you get over it? How do you turn the page? Because I would expect that people that are listening either now are in that valley, but they want to find a way to rise up. So how were you able to get through? I'm sure God was involved. I'm sure smart decisions, advice, and some courage, and then some favor. How were you able to get into the place of succeeding now?
Okay, so I'm going to mention, like I've said, God. Yeah, God in the sense that during that time, whenever I was feeling down, right? Which happened a lot, I just had to pray, like, God, please help me, because I took my courage in the fact that God do not let me come to a ruin. I just keep saying it's like, and I'll pray like, God, please help me. So even though I could not see the future that I had planned for myself, I just believed that God will help me through. So I was like, oh, you know what? I need something to do. So I keep saying, so at that time, I'll say, okay, I'm going to become a tailor. I will do this, I will do that. So just so I can say something to look forward to. Because the plan I already had for myself, I originally had for myself, to me, it's like it had gotten to the end. Because I was no longer interested in electrical. In fact, I was not interested in school. I just wanted to write my exams and get out of there. In fact, that was the mood I was in then. So I called Victor. I'll call Victor, please, this I'm feeling, and then he will encourage me. So apart from God, I will say my family, because Victor, my sisters, my dad, and my mom, they will help me, they will advise me. And one of the important things that my dad told me then was about empathy, because this is very important, because till now I still believe that's one of the things I learned from then, and one of the reasons why. Now, I sort of believe that maybe that was meant to happen. I don't know, actually. I don't know, because it says we have an alternate universe, or how they say it. Because my dad advised me then that empathy, if you are someone that has experienced something horrible before, you're able to empathize with people that are going through something similar. So my dad was talking about how if someone had been at a low, and another person has been all highs throughout their life. When someone that is at a low is complaining or is saying, "Oh, this is hard" or something, the person might be able to sympathize, but the person might just, say, "Oh, you can get over it. Just do it. Just put just everywhere," and then the person that they encourage will not be able to relate or be encouraged. So my dad was saying that someone that's been in a similar situation will be able to advise that person. We have a story to tell that the person at the low will be able to relate to. They will be able to get something from and be exactly, and then they will be encouraged, right? And see maybe there's a similar, and see there's a similar path they can take. So that helped me, because now I'm also someone, because of that situation, right? I've told myself, like, when I'm older, I don't know, that I have my own children, I will try to make it possible that they will not only know academics or be good at academics, to try to do other things. You have hobbies, you have this club, or you have that. Get involved, so that no matter what happens with academics, you will not feel like your life has, the way I felt. So if they're able to take up one sport or something, that would be good. So that's one of the things I've learned from that situation. So I learned that then, and I also took encouragement from my dad and my mom, my siblings. So that was that. Up until my NYSC, right? So I was looking for something to do, just, so I can have something to look forward to. Like I said, once I was during my NYSC, so I was talking to Victor. I finished in Iben, yeah.
You just use the baggage to leave. You never say bye-bye to anybody. I will never ever... We never ever come back here.
No, I'll never go back down. No.
Anyway.
I packed my bag around the way.
Just to give you some sense of camaraderie, I think that's what they call it. Yeah, when I finished university too, I was so disappointed. So I knew that I should have gotten a first class. I worked for it, but I didn't get. I was so pissed when I finished university that I didn't get first class. So I was angry at the school, at the department, that how did I get here? But I still went. Now that maybe it was when your story came out, and I said, okay, it's like I'm not. I can't be too vexed, because at least no extra year. It was just because I didn't get what I felt I worked for. So now you went for NYSC in Jigawa.
Yes, far away Jigawa. So this time I'm far away from my family. I felt that time too, because it was just so far away. So it was not so easy coming home and getting my people. So I was on my own. But thankfully we have phones, right? So I was calling and call Victor. I was encouraged, and Victor spoke to me, and this is what you should do, blah blah blah. And then that time, Victor had a friend that was teaching coding. So Victor told me, "Oh, there's this guy, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Oh, at least let me find something to do. Let me learn this thing." Because people around me then, they were learning things, they were taking certifications. It's people that are doing HSC, whatnot. Is it HSC they call it? Yes. But they were taking lots of professional courses. I mean, I did not have a plan, so I did not know what I wanted to do, because you need to have a plan to even know which exams to take, right?
Not do current, because you were done with engineering.
See, in fact, that one never come my head, because I was done. I'm not doing. So the same adoption. So
you finished 2-2, by the way.
Yes, I forgot to mention that. I finished with 2-2, and then this one, actually one of the things that Victor mentioned to me then, I remember, because Victor was telling me, I like that I have someone in my corner to tell me how it is, which is Victor. Tell me how it is. There's no sugarcoating anything. So he was telling me that because of age, of course, COVID that happened this time. So not only did I get extra year in school, COVID had extra 1 year on top of the 1 year. So now I have like extra 2 years. So now age, Victor was telling me, companies consider age. They consider your grade, of course. So degree, thank you. And of course, they're going to consider people with first class and 2-1 first, right? So there's all that coming into play. So it seems like, it's going to be very difficult. And then I prayed about it. God, my future is in your hand. Help me. And then during that time, I was learning so I came in contact with Victor's friend. I was learning JavaScript during that time. And even though I'm not using JavaScript now, who knows, the future I might still use it, because it was a bit interesting. So that time I was learning JavaScript. So it gave me I like that I was doing that because it gave me something to look forward to. Like the future where hope is very important. So because I could not see anything in my future, right? So I was anxious, like, what will I do?
Dark room, you don't know where to.
You are not seeing anything in front of you. So now at least I'm doing JavaScript. Like at least I can see one blurry line. I'm saying something, even though it's not concrete yet, but I'm saying something. So I work with what I have. So I was learning JavaScript, and during my NYSC, I did that. And then when fortunately, before the end of my NYSC, right, Victor mentioned that our church here in Lagos was going to do maybe entrepreneur training for people with different kind of courses. And thankfully, there was back-end engineering and there was software development. There was software development as part of the options. So I'm like, I'm going to learn this. So that's where the decision was for me to come back, because this training, of course, was going to be in Lagos, and we live in Ondo State. So I'm like, after NYSC, I'm going to, of course, go home to say hello, but then come back to Lagos for the training. So at least I could see maybe the next 2 steps in front of me, even though I could not see the whole map or see the future very well. I could see the next 2 steps, and you know what? I'll work with this. So when I went home, I finished my service November, right? And then I went home for Christmas and year ending, pack my load, come to Lagos in January, and started going for the training. Now, this is where I have to really emphasize, because I know a lot of people are in this situation. So after NYSC, and during that time that I was learning this software development, I was applying for jobs. I was applying for engineering, of course, even though I just define job, man. I just apply. So I was applying for jobs, applying for things, but I was not getting responses. I was frustrated, because it just like, what are you living for? You're just breathing oxygen. What are you living for? So I wanted to do something. And so one day, I'm going to remember this, that Victor asked me, can you work in bank? As I replied, like, I can work in bank, or I can smile. I can work in. I can smile, even though that is not correct. People are not just smiling in banks. But I'm like, is it a customer service? I can smile. Let me do. So that opened the door for me applying to banks, because I was not applying to banks before then. So I was applying. Like, I beg, I will do. I was just looking for a job. And that's one of the things that taught me that, I must always have work to do. I'm not someone I don't think I'm someone that can be without working. So I'm like, I must have something to do. And also during that time, this is to people that are also applying for jobs, because I know it's not easy, because you're getting rejections everywhere. In fact, some people are not even getting back to you. And this, if you are rejected, you know you're rejected. This one, some people are never getting back to you.
Because if you are not getting back to you, be having hope. If you are rejected, you just be like, somebody slap your head.
But it's hard, of course. Rejection is hard though, but not getting back to me is like, I'm now knowing, I don't know where I am now. And you know there are another things that, it's like stages, batches. So some people, if they don't get back to you, you're not wondering, should I apply for the next batch or wait for the like? Should I apply or wait?
And maybe they
so you're confused.
Cast you aside, but you'll be pretending as if they will soon call you. They will soon call you. You'll be praying VG instead of you to focus on that prayer.
So
you applied.
I was applying. I applied for different banks then. Since now I have option, let me apply for the banks now. So after that, thankfully, I got response from 2 banks. Then I got response from other banks to do the assessment, but just that I did not get anything after that, right? But fortunately, I got call back for interviews from 2 different banks. Then I'm like, let's do this now, and I went for that, and it led to other options. And at the end of the day, I got offers for 2 of them. But now here's the thing. One of them was for me to come as a resumption for banking school. Like, so you are successful, and then you come and resume and start our banking school, blah, blah, blah. The other one was a contract work. Come and start working immediately. Now, here's the thing. I did not know any difference between contract work and banking school. I did not know anything about that, which is sad, because for someone that had been in school for so long, like this, so many years, I did not know anything. Yeah, and which is, we need to work on that. Yeah. Like, people should be enlightened on.
It's only Unilag and private university that they try to teach them that. For most schools, you don't know what is the meaning of KPI. You don't know what is the meaning of KPMG.
We don't know the big 4. We are not. Maybe some people know. Maybe I should not. Maybe I should not say. Okay, maybe there's that. Maybe there's that. But
so
we need to be more informed man.
The job and
so before then, to make my decision, right? So Victor helped me. Fortunately, I was living with Victor during this time, but thank God for him in my life. And then my sister also. So Victor called his guys his friends that were in the two banks, different banks, and they gave their advice and tell me, oh, this is how it is, this is how it is. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank God for those people. God bless them. I was able to, and that thing. So I was making my decision, of course, but then another thing that kind of steered me to where I went to at the end was that place started the banking school first. So the banking school inauguration started before the resumption of the second one. I'm like, let me just start Sabeg. So I went for the banking school, and then while doing that, I was already getting into it. So when the other bank called me for resumption and things like that, I had to get back to them and thank them for the opportunity and move on.
This was how many years ago?
So all this happened in 2023.
So that's 2 years ago. Let's say 3.
This is 2026, so 3 years. But it's not yet 3 years of this time.
But promoted yet?
We bless God, I've been promoted.
So and you love the job.
So far, so good.
Thank God. So you are really succeeding, like you said. Before I just want to give some clarity that when you are without hope, it's a very dangerous thing to. You don't have hope about the future. Once I want to speak with somebody and I feel like they are bereft of hope, the first thing I do is to try and create a hope. I think one of the biggest problems of Nigeria is that many of us don't believe in the future of the country. So there's no hope. People believe that there's no hope for Nigeria. And therefore, we are so destructive about the country, about our thought about it, except you want to. It's either you want to live or you want to exploit. In majority of us. So in your life, just take some, some lessons. We have shared stories here. That's what I try to do in this podcast. But the lessons are quite evident that everybody must hold on to something, whatever you can see. You hold on to God. You hold on to people. You hold on to people that you know, that you trust. You hold on to them. The time of darkness is not the time to stay alone and refuse to reach out to even people that are proving themselves, maybe sibling, maybe a good tight friend. He was saying that she was saying that she lived with me now for over a year, and the same thing too. When I also came to Lagos, I lived with Yomi also for a year, We need people, at least when we are trying to chart our next course of action for our life. You need somebody to be like a solid rock that you can hold with one hand while you use the free hand to find where you are heading to in life. And there is no reason to give up that early, because when she was in school, she was very, very sad, and many things were happening too. Armed robber attacked the house that she was living in. Were they holding guns? I didn't even know. They came to inside their they didn't take your laptop, I think.
No, but they took my tab.
They took his device. You have experienced those in school. At the end of the day, you now came out without. It feels as if, in fact, for many of us, we went to school, like me now, Unibank gave me some things, I won't lie, positively. It seemed for her that Unibank took away her courage, her confidence in herself. And for many people, that's the story. You are here today, you can't really, you feel like everything is, and this is not only career, you feel like everything is empty. Not only career, it can be relationship, because things happened negatively. It can be family. It can be someone that lost a pregnancy for probably the 5th time now. You are just feeling like, what is the next thing? You have traveled abroad, you are not renewing your visa, they are telling you to return to your country. There are a lot of things that can happen in the life of a person that will make them feel like this is a darkness. Where do I turn to? God, like she mentioned, and hold on to people. Don't stay. Find something. Start with small. Start with something small, JavaScript. Just start with something that you can see to say, okay, let me walk towards this. That's why destination is important. That's about today's episode. Thank you, Blessing. I believe we want to conclude and say final word.
Okay, first, thank you for having me on this podcast. And I would like to encourage anybody that is listening to this, right? If you are going through depression, or you are going through any hardship, or maybe you're just waiting for an answer, right? You are waiting for an answer from God, waiting for an answer for a job, anything. I hope that you have the strength to hold on, because I believe that the answer is going to come sooner than you expect. And I also believe that the way God works with us, the children of God, God is going to work with you, and God is going to come through for you, and even better than your expectation. God is going to do it for you. So please don't give up and continue to have hope. God be with you.
Thank you very much. Amen. And we laughed about the entirety now.
Yes.
About the.
Yes, you will laugh about
exactly. That's it. So regardless of whatever I am, wherever I am, I know that I want to drive. There's a car I want to drive. There's the vision I have. There's things I want to do. I listed 3 dreams for somebody yesterday. It's still far a bit from where I am now. But man, I know I will laugh about the fact that I wear Crocs for now. Okay, rich people wear Crocs too, so maybe that's invalid. But I can say for certain that you will laugh about this present time when you are getting to that desired future. So yeah, bye-bye. Ciao. Au revoir. Thank you very much, and see you on the next time.
Bye.